The modern dating landscape is seeing a measurable shift. A growing segment of young adults are actively stepping off the traditional path of romance and looking for something beyond the societal default. Culture has long relied on the relationship escalator. It's a one-way set of milestones: dating, exclusivity, cohabitation, and marriage. Following this script automatically locks you into a specific lifestyle, demanding you blend housing, pool finances, and merge legal identities. This chart displays current demographic survey data on relationship preferences. It shows that 34% of single Americans, specifically driven by millennials and Gen Z, are theoretically open to polyamory and are actively seeking alternatives to that traditional escalator. Truly abandoning that default requires replacing an automatic script with a conscious, systematic approach to lifestyle design. This comparative bar chart illustrates a behavioral paradox. While the 18 to 30 demographic expresses widespread ideological support for polyamory, actual participation data shows the lifestyle is dominated by the 35 to 44 age cohort. The gap exists because navigating relationships purely on just vibes, without the built-in milestones to guide the way, often results in chaotic, dramatic breakups. This dynamic is so common that youth subcultures have coined the term polyphobic to describe burnt-out former practitioners. In other cases, individuals co-opt the label of ethical non-monogamy as a convenient rebrand to dodge personal accountability, claiming radical honesty while hiding their latest STI test results. Walking away from traditional milestones demands a higher degree of emotional and logistical structure than monogamy usually requires. Once you dismantle the escalator, you must select a specific structural framework or blueprint to organize your connections and daily life. The first is solo polyamory. In this model, an individual chooses to act as their own primary partner. They maintain separate residences, keep their finances separate, and retain sovereign authority over their life decisions. The second blueprint is hierarchical polyamory. This involves a structured primary core, like a nesting couple who share a home and finances, while maintaining clear, rigid boundaries for any secondary or tertiary romantic connections. Finally, non-hierarchical polyamory rejects structural ranking. Giving all connections equal potential for depth requires intensive collaborative management and highly detailed group coordination to remain functional. Selecting a blueprint allows you to match your relationship infrastructure to your actual emotional and logistical capacity. No matter which blueprint you choose, the physical transition is jarring.
Because monogamy is often tied to our survival instincts, opening a relationship triggers primal attachment panic, deeply embedded in the human nervous system. Practitioners move beyond intellectualizing jealousy by using relational somatic healing. This involves tracking raw, internal physical sensations, like a constricted throat or a tight stomach, to widen the nervous system's window of tolerance and process the panic at the source. To maintain that window of tolerance, partners use the H.A.L.T protocol. This rule mandates a pause on any emotional processing if either person is hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Once the nervous system is regulated, relationships are sustained through a communication protocol known as the radar check-in. Rather than waiting for a crisis, partners hold regular meetings to move through 5 phases: review, agree on an agenda, discuss, establish action points, and finally, reconnect. These check-ins require shared effort. Rotating the facilitator prevents one person from carrying the full administrative burden, a dynamic commonly referred to as radar daddying. Even a well-chosen blueprint will struggle to survive without these rigorous frameworks for somatic regulation and proactive communication. Even high emotional intelligence requires an operational foundation. Relationships struggle to function when basic scheduling and time management fail. This brings us to a state known as polysaturation. It occurs when an individual becomes structurally and emotionally overbooked, to the point that any further plans or partners would compromise the integrity of their existing connections. This diagram shows why standard consumer tools like Google Calendar often fail these relationships. Overlaying multiple partners and individual plans onto a single linear calendar creates substantial cognitive fatigue, and standard sharing settings frequently lead to unintended information leaks. To solve this, non-monogamous communities rely on specialized digital architecture. Apps utilizing concentric ring interfaces or custom booking links allow users to coordinate their time while enforcing privacy boundaries and providing visual clarity. These tools go a step further by integrating consent directly into the scheduling process. Some platforms require partners to negotiate their expectations and touch boundaries within the app before a date is finalized. In a post-escalator world, relationship success is measured by the depth of consent, emotional regulation, and logistical clarity achieved between individuals.